12 News Eye on Agriculture with Britton Rucker.
A devastating fire destroys a chicken barn in Newton. We'll have the latest. Plus, too much of a good thing? Some Kansas farmers now considering replanting their wheat due to flooding. We talk with an expert on signs you need to watch out for if you're considering replanting your winter wheat crop. Good evening and welcome to Eye on Agriculture. I'm Britton Rucker. This week, a Harvey County fire killing 20,000 chickens. Crews are assessing the damage from a massive chicken fire. Now, it happened around 3 o'clock Thursday afternoon in the 1400 block of Northwest Road near Newton. Crews got the fire under control, but allowed what remained of the building to burn through the night. We know this barn was part of an egg farm, but we do not know how many, if any, chickens were able to get out of the building. The Harvey County Sheriff's Office says an explosion connected to a gas leak sparked that fire, but by the time emergency crews got to the scene, the fire had spread so much, there wasn't much they could do to save the building.
When I got on scene, part of the building had already collapsed and fire had started to the building. And then as fire units were getting on scene, the fire quickly progressed and went through the entire building.
Now, crews monitored the scene throughout that evening to make sure the fire did not flare back up, but left Friday morning. We are covering Kansas as a new crop hybrid is found in Kansas wheat fields. The state's Crop Improvement Association says the mystery crop is a wild triticale hybrid. Now, crop experts are finding these new hybrids in wheat fields in south central Kansas, as well as Dickinson and Marion counties. The hybrid doesn't produce many seeds, but experts worry its seeds are 60% viable, meaning it could negatively impact future wheat production. If you find this in your fields, you'll want to notify the KCIA. Changing leadership in K-State's College of Agriculture, Ernie Minton is stepping down as the dean of the college and moving on to focus on philanthropic efforts for the $210 million Agriculture Innovation Initiative. He'll work with the K-State Foundation to secure funding and oversee new facilities for research and education. As the dean of the College of Agriculture, the department has achieved a top ranking and record-breaking research growth. The university will begin seeking Minton's successor immediately. He moves to his new role July 1st. The Kansas Farm Service Agency announcing new flexibility for winter grazing on Conservation Reserve Program acres. A recent waiver now allows grazing from November 1 to March 1, a shift from the 2020 policy prohibiting grazing during this time. Approval will be on a case-by-case basis, requiring certification from the Natural Resources Conservation Service to ensure no long-term grazing and grass damage. Grazing days remain limited and cover requirements still apply. Producers must apply at their local FSA office for this non-emergency grazing option. It's one of the biggest ag trade shows around this week. The Kansas Agribusiness Expo kicked off at Century 2. Now, it's the largest indoor agribusiness show in the Midwest with about 2,000 participants.
When they come here to Century 2, they'll be seeing some of the best new technology in the agribusiness world. We have not only large equipment, but providers of goods and services for farmers and agribusiness companies. This is really the best show of technology that you're going to find in the Midwest, especially during this time of year.
The expo featured speakers like Ray Starling, who is now being considered to be the next Secretary of Agriculture in the Trump administration. Kansas Congressman Tracy Vann is preparing for his next term in Congress, this time with Republicans controlling the Senate. Now, Vann says he's ready to tackle his top priorities, including a new farm bill. With agriculture, one of the biggest industries here in our state, Congressman Vann says a new farm bill is key in keeping Kansas afloat. Vann says he wants a fiscally conservative farm bill that includes crop insurance, a strong oversight over the social programs on the bill, and good trade programs so Kansas farmers can continue feeding America.
Every American has to eat, and we are the free country we are for a lot of reasons, but one of which is we've never had to rely on another country for our food supply. We messed that up. We messed up production agriculture. We don't get this farm bill right. There's a lot at stake.
Now, during his next term, Vann says he also plans to focus on strengthening the border and improving rural health care in Kansas. The bird flu virus is showing signs of human adaptations. Listen to this. Scientists say a hospitalized Canadian teen has the H5N1 virus that has mutated in key areas, and that would make it easier to attach to human cells. There was no indication the virus has traveled beyond the teen, who is in critical but stable condition. This strain of bird flu is slightly different than scientists have seen before. Disease detectives are investigating the case. Another week of widespread rain bringing hope to local farmers. Just ahead, we see how it's helping one farmer's winter wheat.